checking in on you out there in YouTube land on a Monday, Memorial Day. I hope you're having just a wonderful holiday with your family. Let's not forget those who serve so we can enjoy this day. And tonight, we are getting into 1976's quintessential creature feature, Squirm. Squirm spotlights a variety of creepy-crawlies that literally scream when the thunder cracks. Squirm opens up with the monologue scroll, not that much unlike Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Star Wars, where we're discussing a scientific phenomenon in Georgia with electrical currents so strong they cause the ground to, you guessed it, squirm. Part thriller, part sci-fi, all horror. Squirm is the quintessential earthworm picture. It sounds stupid, but hear me out. Squirm has some money. Squirm has some heart. It's got some badass effects. It's got all kinds of crazy cool gore, and it's not such a small meal deal really when you think about it. Don't let the accents and humidity fool you, folks. Squirm is for real. And in case you've had a mad hankering for more films featuring worms, well, Fulci eats your damn heart out. This nasty little Georgia flick has a small appetite and a massive affection for skin, gore, and the body horror. Its earnest scares happening almost completely in the damn daytime, high noon. Squirm features plenty of awkward sensuality, stony cigarettes, creepy hired hands, and flailing power lines. If you have to take a piss in the Georgia wilderness, God help you, there were just power lines swinging and swaying and basically electrocuting the earth and causing these earthworms to come out of the ground. The plot revolves around a young boy named Mick in a small town in Georgia. The town is experiencing, like I said, an unusual phenomenon, a massive storm causing the local worm population to mutate and become aggressive. As the storm worsens, the worms begin to attack the townsfolk. Mick and his friend Gary must confront the rising tide of these deadly worms, trying to survive the onslaught while uncovering the mystery behind the bizarre events. The film works when it leans into the horror elements and the dark humor. It's got jarring twill and twang and sound effects. Exploring nature's revenge has never been more fun. At only 93 minutes, you gotta wonder, how far can MGM really stretch a Harry Dunn and Lloyd Christmas worm farm dream? Could you cut out about 10 minutes of awkward Blanton's Hair Care Diner and Tire Center? I can't even speak my own words. Some old weird creepy dude, right, ordering a sparkling chocolate syrup beverage only to have it ruined by creepy crawlies. Who orders chocolate milk sparkling? That's your first clue that this guy's not all there. And he's one of our main characters, but when he goes to take a little sip of his egg malt or whatever it's called, the worms have like these crazy appendages. They can scream, they can bite, and man, oh man, get ready, dude. Most of the characters in Squirm are pretty hollow and forced on screen to play off these casual deaths or two. You know, you're not really watching Squirm for the character development, the cinematography, right? Not really, even though it is kind of pretty to look at. It looks damn hot. It looks humid. It looks nasty. It looks sweaty. And it looks like there's a lot of just really uncomfortable, like, he ain't family, but he ain't kin, so you can date him. There's a lot of weird backwoodsy things happening in this film, okay? And I'm actually kind of downplaying it because Squirm does bring 100,000 malevolently mischievous night crawlers right up into your motherfucking doorstep. Siding, drywall, shower stall, you name it. Effortlessly effective in one of those films that is just a midnight movie staple. Not as gross as Prophecy, okay, the bear movie, but a little bit nastier than Grizzly, with a dash of that Motel Hell backwoods, charm, just for good measure. This and Motel Hell feel like they could be like cousins in kind of a creepy way, if you know what I'm saying. That might have been a bad analogy. Completely stunning for the time period, especially taking up space during the same time period that brought us the debut of Wheel of Fortune, the F-150, My Pet Rock, the summer blockbuster Jaws. Squirm isn't easily forgotten amongst all those titles. Has a Pat Blue Ribbon ever looked so appealing in that hot Georgia sun as it does in Squirm? Probably not. Okay? Probably not. Is it necessary for all of the characters' wardrobes to include like tablecloths when they sit down for a nice meal of egg salad and milk? I guess it could have been tuna fish, but there is some weird, I guess time period sensitive clothing. They eat some weird foods. I've never thought about having a sparkling chocolate syrup egg something. Just sounds awful, man. But the worms in this nasty little flick are really the main draw. It's the reason that you stick around past that 40-minute mark to get to the end, because when things start going haywire, they go off the fucking rails, man. And Squirm brings so much nightmare feel. It's like there's crazy creature effects, right? There's a fella that like has kind of like a reverse pinhead thing happening where the worms are just coming through his skin, drawing out of his face. Absolutely incredible, man. If you're raised on Joe Bob Briggs, you're probably gonna like Squirm, okay? Throw in some worms dripping out of the shower head and nudity in a PG movie, and you've got a quintessential creature feature that is not easily forgotten. What is it about the 70s and PG that they thought they had to just put everything in them? I know that they didn't invent like the PG-13, the rated R. They wanted to be able to get more people, more butts in the seats, basically. But Squirm, dude. Full nudity, right? Shower scene, kind of like Jaws, but more intense. PG, incredible gore, incredible disgusting worms everywhere. They bite, they come out of your face, they go all over your body, they come through your torso. Squirm just has this charm, this relatability to that, mid-70s aesthetic that I think is just so cool today. I don't care how many times I've seen it. Whenever Squirm's on, I'm watching it. And I probably choose to put it on probably every 4 months. I love creature features, as you know, and I think, how does a closet full of pulsating, suckling earthworms sound to you tonight? Well, it sounds kind of like mac and cheese, really, when they're all getting after it. Squirm says, if you can imagine it, well, here you go. Nasty ass worms everywhere, all over the floor, picture frames, jail cells, kitchens, cupboards. It's just... It promptly gives zero fucks about your gam sewing circle. The worms just completely take over. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. There's so many worms, you start to feel like you're in a Carpenter or Cronenberg parallel universe. It just works. Somebody called John Goodman from Arachnophobia because Squirm gives a whole new meaning to the term waterbed. Simply surreal. It pulls everything off extremely well. Squirm brings legitimate gore, legitimate attitude. Okay? It's really just a whimsical, easy, digestible creature feature that is not perfect. It might not be for everybody because you do have some stupid characters. You have about 25 minutes of fluff and filler that you got to get through. The sound's not amazing, but the gore and the amount of worms and the way that they kill people on screen is just, I'll continue to sing its praises forever. You guys, I hope that you have an incredible Memorial Day. I've had a pretty awesome weekend. I took my family up to Enchanted Forest up in Salem. I don't know if you know where that's at. If you're from Oregon, you probably do. It's kind of like this theme park up in the woods, and it was sold out for Memorial Day weekend. That's the important thing to remember. Sold out. So we go there, and everyone's waiting to get in. We get our tickets. They say, hey, you can get a refund later if you don't use them. There's all these rides, and we have just a great time. We're going on this last ride called the Big Timber Log Ride. Okay. And this is a water ride. It goes all the way to the top of the park. You can see the freeway, hundreds of stories up. And all of a sudden, it's just like Final Destination 7 happens. The water stops. There's people on the ride. There's yelling, there's panic, there's screaming. You've got like crew members not knowing what to do, angry, unruly customers, because we were like up there, we were like next in line. So now all of a sudden they start backing people out. They're on walkie-talkies, they're running, they're climbing up into this hillside trying to figure out where these people are. Did they get flown somewhere where there wasn't any water? Right? It's pandemonium. We all decide to go down, and all the characters are just like in the dark. So you can't even go get a refund because the whole system's down. The only thing that was working was like the jugglers that was free, right? The jugglers and these people like Jack the Beanstalk Theater or some shit. It was creepy as hell. It was so crazy, and I was like, let's just go get a burger, let's beat the traffic. So we go the back way into Salem to my favorite burger place, and there's no power lights anywhere. There's no emergency services, no buses, no gas, no food. Cars don't know how to four-way stop, right? They're just coming into your lane. People are just pushing the panic button. They're trying to run across the street to cross. They keep pushing it. Trucks are careening. There's ambulances going, and I'm like, we got to get on I-5. We got to get on the 5 back to Eugene, like right now. This is how the end of the world starts. Guys, it was something crazy. I love you very much. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Take care of yourselves. More to come. Cheers.